There's a place on Earth where little to no light exists. Pressure can exceed 5,800 psi and temperatures can plummet down to 0 degrees Celsius. Extraordinary species of animals live here that I can guarantee can't be found anywhere else on Earth. Can you guess what this place is? If you guess the deep sea, you are correct. Dr. Sylvia Earle, one of the USA's first female aquanauts and the first female chief scientist of the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, states, to be in the deep sea is to be witness to the greatest spectacle of life on Earth. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been fascinated with the deep sea, learning everything I possibly could from reading books or watching the History Channel. I hope by the end of this speech you have a better grasp of understanding of the deep sea. Today I'm going to inform you all about the Mariana Trench and the Challenger Deep, organisms found at that depth, and myths of the deep. According to Oceans Today, the deep sea is technically located at 1,000 meters below surface level where no light exists. The Challenger Deep, which is located in the Mariana Trench, is the deepest known part of the ocean with the depth of 10,994 meters below sea level, measured by the United States Center for Coastal and Ocean Mapping. You can actually place Mount Everest at this point and it would be covered by over a mile of water. No human has actually gotten this far below sea level, but we know this because of sonar mapping in 2010. On March 26, 2012, a man named James Cameron ventured down in the deep abyss of the Challenger Deep and reached the depth of 10,908 meters below sea level. James Cameron faced many challenges trying to reach this depth. He had to descend in a one-man submarine, 24 feet long, and so small that he couldn't reach his arms out. This craft was made out of specialized glass foam because the pressure and temperature was so drastic at this depth. The pressure can exceed up to 15,000 per square inch, or psi. Pressure at sea level is roughly around 14.5 psi. With 15,000 psi, it would roughly feel like 120 school buses parked on your chest. With temperatures decreasing so drastically, and the small spaces he had to work with, he had to wear all of his thermals at the very beginning of his departure. With temperatures being very high on the surface, overheating was obviously a very big issue. It's easy to say that this was an extraordinary feat for mankind. With these harsh conditions at these depths, organisms have to have certain characteristics or traits to be able to survive. With little to no light, these organisms must have some sort of way to be able to maneuver and locate prey. Some fish actually have a forward-facing light organ called photophores. The light that is given off is actually called bioluminescence. This can be produced through digesting prey that contains certain cells called photocytes. These organs can be used for luring prey in, camouflaging themselves from predators. This characteristic can be seen in Finding Nemo when Dory becomes distracted by a floating light and almost becoming prey for the great anglerfish. With high pressures at these depths, air pockets such as fish swim bladders can be crushed. High pressure mainly distorts complex biomolecules such as protein and membranes. Organisms at this depth have adapted to the high pressure by building resistance in their biomolecules. Also, some organisms have small organic molecules called piezolytes that prevent pressure from distorting large biomolecules. These are just some of the traits that allow fish to live down in the deep. When it comes to the deep, there are many myths and mysterious creatures that actually live here. The giant squid is probably one of the most terrifying creatures you have ever heard of. We've all heard tales of the kraken or the giant squid. They are so enormous that they could easily take down a huge boat with one swipe of their tentacles. However, the giant squid is no myth. They exist deep under the surface and are very rare to find. We know they exist because they've actually washed up on shores. You can see sperm whales with suction marks on them from trying to feed off the giant squid. Probably the biggest controversy right now would have to be the great megalodon, one of the greatest predators to live on the planet. This shark is believed to be extinct 2 million years ago. However, some people believe they actually still do exist today. How can a giant 60-foot shark go without being found for this long? There have been acclaimed sightings of the great beast, but Megan Bulk, a megalodon researcher at the University of New Mexico, told the Daily Beast there is no doubt in the scientific community that the megalodon is extinct. Our knowledge about the deep sea wouldn't be possible without the Challenger exploring the deepest part of the ocean called the Mariana Trench. Organisms found at that depth are the most extraordinary creatures you will ever see, and you can't find them anywhere else. The deep sea is a magnificent and mysterious place. It's amazing that anything could ever survive down here. With us only knowing 5% of the ocean, there is no telling what we will find in the future.